everybody, this is Akanksha Singh and I'll be taking you through the entire series of maths and science.
Hey everyone, today we're going to do physical and chemical changes. Now, this is one topic of physics. Now, until now, we were dealing with the different topics of chemistry, and now we've started with physics. Now, we'll be going through little topics of physics, and today's video is on physical and chemical changes. Now, physical and chemical changes, two types of changes are there. One is the physical change, and the other is the chemical change. So let's understand each of them one by one. Uh, we'll be first starting with physical change. Now, okay, I'll be asking certain questions as the ritual. What will happen when we heat ice? Anybody? When we heat ice, whenever have you ever tried heating ice? No? Okay. Even if you have, what happens is the ice starts melting, right? Or what happens when you heat a water? When you heat a water, what happens? The temperature of the water gradually increases and gradually it reaches a boil, right? So that is heating a water. Now, physical change is a temporary change and is reversible. Understand anything that you can reverse is a physical change. The object that returns to an original state, but properties do not change, right? The properties when you when you melt an ice, you get water back, right? That water can again be converted into ice, no issues, right? Similarly, when you boil a water, it can again come back to a normal temperature without changing any properties. So these two changes that we have just now discussed are physical changes. So always remember any change that is temporary, it doesn't exist for too long, or it's not permanent, that is called physical change. And one more thing that you have to keep in mind is that physical change is a reversible change. You can always do a reverse, like ice was being melted from the, I mean, the ice cubes were being heated and being melted. That melted water again can be converted into ice. Similarly, when you heat a water, it can again go back to the normal temperature. So that is, there are two examples. Okay, so we have more examples here. One says dissolution of sugar in water, right? So that is also an example of physical change. Or switch of a bulb, switch on and off of a bulb. So uh, when you switch on a bulb, you can switch off a bulb, right? So that is, there are examples of physical changes. Now there are a variety of chemical changes also. Now what happens when you, after the formation of curd, why can't we make milk again from curd? Have you heard of that? I mean, curd has been made, and when you try to get back milk from the curd, no, right? So what is the change here? The change is permanent. When you make it curd, curd can never come back to what? Can never come back to the milk formation. So the change in which the product properties changes entirely and is irreversible is known as a chemical change. So always remember, any chemical change is a irreversible procedure, and the product properties here completely changes. Okay, so the property of the object changes. So the best example is curd formation. You cannot get milk after the curd has been prepared. So okay, we have certain homework questions. I will solve them for you right now itself. Now, what is the type of change when the water changes into vapor? Anybody? From vapors, you can get back your water again, right? When you put a lid and then vaporize things, those vapors again come back to liquid form. So that is a reversible procedure, and therefore it is a physical change. Now, formation of a curd is a very simple. You cannot reverse the situation. When you form a curd from milk, you cannot reverse the change. You cannot get milk from curd. So it is a chemical change. Now give two examples of physical change. Two examples of physical change. Okay, one of the example, two or three examples we've discussed, like when you heat water, or like when you heat an ice cube, or when you switch off and on a bulb, right? So all these examples are of physical change. Again, I will go back to the original topic. We were here to discuss physical and chemical changes. Now, there are two types of changes. One is physical, another is chemical. The physical changes are the permanent changes, and physical changes are temporary changes, whereas chemical changes are permanent changes. In physical changes, you cannot, you can reverse back the situation, but in chemical changes, you cannot reverse back the situation. So the difference, you can easily draw the difference. This is a physical, is temporary, and chemical is permanent. Physical is reversible, whereas this is irreversible. Okay, so these are the two differences between the physical changes. Apart from this, you can also mention the examples of the two to differentiate between the two. So I hope you've understood the topic. I have also discussed the questions, the homework that I gave you. I've discussed that also. Again, you can go through the topic. In case you have any doubt, let me know through the comments. Please leave the doubt. In case you want notes, please do leave a message in the comment box. I will share my notes with you. Thank you, class. Thank you for watching my video and being patient. Keep watching and keep subscribing.